10 Most Scandalous and Shocking Facts About Laurance Rockefeller. Laurance Spellman Rockefeller was not just a businessman but a prominent philanthropist, venture capitalist, and environmentalist, whose life intersected with powerful elites and mysterious rumors. A grandson of the oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller, Laurance often lived under the shadow of his family's massive wealth but forged his unique path. His involvement in aviation, environmental conservation, and even UFO research has kept his legacy both fascinating and controversial. This video unveils some of the most scandalous, shocking, and intriguing aspects of his life. Fact number 1. Childhood, marriage, and personal life. The privileged yet lonely young Rockefeller. Born on May 26, 1910, in New York City, Laurance Spellman Rockefeller was the fourth of 6 children born to John D. Rockefeller Jr. and Abby Aldrich Rockefeller, two of the wealthiest and most influential figures in the world. Despite being surrounded by luxury, Laurance described his childhood as isolated and disciplined, with strict rules that limited indulgence. The Rockefeller family's ethos emphasized hard work, modesty, and philanthropy, treating wealth as a responsibility rather than a luxury. Laurance recalled, "We were raised not to indulge in the wealth we had." During World War II, Laurance served as a lieutenant in the U.S. Navy. He was stationed in the Pacific Theater, primarily focusing on aviation operations, which would later inspire his lifelong fascination with flight and technology. Although his military service did not include high-profile combat, it shaped his appreciation for aviation and innovation, eventually driving him to invest heavily in the aerospace industry after the war. His time in the Navy also strengthened his sense of discipline and responsibility, values he carried throughout his life. In 1934, Laurance married Mary French, the granddaughter of Frederick Billings, a railroad magnate. The couple had 4 children, Laura, Marion, Lucy, and Laurance Jr. However, their marriage was not without challenges. While they maintained a public image of family unity, rumors persisted about tensions between them. Insiders suggested that Laurance's dedication to business, philanthropy, and environmental causes left Mary feeling sidelined. Some whispered about brief affairs, though no evidence ever confirmed these claims. Nevertheless, the couple remained married for over 60 years, until Mary's death in 1996. Number 2. Connections with Secretive Societies. Laurance Rockefeller's membership in the Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, and the Trilateral Commission added to his aura of mystery. These organizations, often viewed with suspicion by conspiracy theorists, were believed to influence global policies behind the scenes. Rockefeller's involvement sparked speculation that he used these platforms to push environmental laws and aviation regulations favorable to the family's interests. His fondness for secrecy only added fuel to conspiracy theories, with some alleging that the Rockefeller family used their influence to orchestrate world events discreetly. These rumors painted Laurance as a man with far-reaching power, quietly pulling strings from the shadows. Number 3. Environmental pioneer or hypocrite? Laurance Rockefeller championed environmental conservation, donating vast stretches of land for national parks, including parts of Grand Teton National Park and Virgin Islands National Park. His efforts earned him praise as a pioneer in environmental philanthropy. However, critics were quick to point out the hypocrisy. His family's vast wealth was derived from Standard Oil, a company linked to severe environmental degradation. In 1971, controversy erupted when Laurance acquired land in Hawaii for luxury resorts. Indigenous activists accused him of exploiting native lands for profit, igniting protests that forced Rockefeller to undertake damage control efforts. Although Laurance's environmental projects continued, many questioned whether his environmentalism was merely a way to atone for the Rockefeller family's oil legacy. Number 4. Involvement in aviation, a tragedy and a cover-up? Laurance's passion for aviation led him to invest heavily in Eastern Airlines, Pan American World Airways, and other ventures. However, tragedy struck in 1948, when a private plane connected to the Rockefellers crashed under mysterious circumstances. Official reports labeled the incident pilot error, but rumors suggested otherwise. Some speculated that the plane was carrying sensitive cargo, including documents or artifacts, prompting whispers of a government cover-up. Laurance remained tight-lipped about the incident, fueling public speculation about what the flight might have been transporting. To this day, the crash remains a source of intrigue, with some believing that key elements of the story were intentionally hidden from public view. Number 5. The UFO Obsession, funding alien research. Laurance Rockefeller's interest in UFOs emerged publicly in the 1980s and 1990s, during a time when the topic remained taboo in elite circles. His ranch in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, became a hub for UFO researchers and enthusiasts. Laurance was known to privately finance projects related to extraterrestrial life and advocate for government disclosure on the topic. His activities earned him the nickname the UFO Rockefeller among conspiracy theorists. In 1993, Laurance met with President Bill Clinton and members of his administration, including John Podesta, urging them to release classified government files on UFOs. This led to the creation of the Rockefeller Briefing document in 1995, a report calling for transparency on alien phenomena. While Clinton's administration did not take official action, some believed that Laurance had access to classified information about extraterrestrial encounters, which fueled rumors within both elite and conspiracy communities. Number 6. The Rockefeller Foundation and controversial donations. As a key figure in the Rockefeller Foundation, Laurance directed funding towards scientific research, education, and public health. However, some of the foundation's projects became sources of public controversy. During the 1950s, the foundation provided grants to studies at Harvard University, including research into LSD experiments led by Timothy Leary. Although framed as scientific research, these experiments raised ethical questions, with critics accusing the foundation of enabling questionable activities. Laurance's involvement in such projects fueled debate over the true purpose of the foundation's philanthropy. Some wondered whether these grants were merely a cover for dangerous research conducted under the guise of science and progress. Number 7. The divorce rumors and speculation of a double life. Throughout his later years, rumors swirled about Laurance and Mary Rockefeller's relationship. Insiders whispered about Laurance leading a double life, allegedly engaging in extramarital affairs and living separate from his wife during certain periods. Mary reportedly found it difficult to cope with her husband's eccentric interests, particularly his obsession with UFOs. Despite public denials from the family, speculation about marital discord persisted, casting a shadow over the seemingly perfect Rockefeller marriage. Laurance's enigmatic personal life continued to fascinate the public, fueling gossip about the hidden cracks in his family dynamic. Number 8. Influence over U.S. presidents, the Rockefeller Whisperer. Laurance Rockefeller maintained close ties with powerful figures, including Presidents Dwight Eisenhower, Richard Nixon, and Gerald Ford. Some insiders suggested that Laurance subtly influenced environmental policies during Nixon's administration, promoting initiatives that aligned with the family's interests. His ability to operate quietly behind the scenes earned him a reputation as a master of influence. As one insider noted, Laurance was never just a businessman, he knew how to move in circles of power and make things happen quietly. His proximity to U.S. presidents only fueled rumors of Rockefeller influence over national policy. Number 9. The Lost Fortune, Disputes over Inheritance. Despite his vast wealth, Laurance Rockefeller became embroiled in legal disputes over inheritance. Internal conflicts between the Rockefeller siblings over the sale of Rockefeller Center nearly resulted in a rift within the family. Laurance's focus on philanthropy, rather than expanding the family's financial empire, drew criticism from some relatives who feared he was diminishing the Rockefeller fortune. Although Laurance's siblings valued unity, managing the family's enormous assets proved a significant challenge. The Rockefeller fortune, while still vast, faced internal pressures as family members pursued diverging priorities. Number 10. Final years, death and lingering mysteries. Laurance Rockefeller passed away on July 11, 2004, at the age of 94. Even in death, his life remained shrouded in mystery. Rumors circulated that Laurance had left behind classified documents on UFOs, which were supposedly confiscated by government agents shortly after his death. His death rekindled speculation about the true nature of his ventures. While some hailed him as a generous philanthropist, others believed that his projects concealed hidden agendas. Laurance Rockefeller's life, filled with contradictions and intrigue, ensured that his legacy would remain as mysterious as the man himself.